guys? We are doing a live breakdown to the new Super Saiyan 3 Mini Vegeta and the Tamagami number 2. Vegeta is a range type. He is yellow. A little odd why they're doing yellow. We've gotten a bunch of yellow buffs recently with Ultra UI's Platinum equipment, with Super Baby 2 Senkai as bad as it is, Janemba, yada yada yada. And yellow isn't really an element we need in the meta right now, right? There's no really dominant purple unit. The only viable purple units I would say are Ultra Zamasu and Ultra Zamasu and what? The Hitku, right? And they're part red. But I mean, sure, whatever. Let's go ahead and check their stats out and just their kits, because I didn't get to do this when the announcement dropped. Remember, we got to take away about 13,000 from all their stats just to account for Arts Boost. Yeah, it's skewed as I expected. Let's see. They're sitting at what? That's 249 strike attack. It's a little low, isn't it? I believe. And then blast attack is sitting at 258. 258's not bad, I don't believe. 258. Hold on, let me check someone else. Non-revival LF unit. Let's go with you. 268. So yeah, it's just about the same. That's not a bad stat line. Not a bad stat line at all. What were his defenses again? Let's see. He is sitting at what is that? I can do math, I swear. 176 to both defenses? That's not bad. He should be able to bulk pretty well, and I'm sure his damage and damage guard numbers will be just fine because he is a new premium unit, not a Zenkai. He does hold a, what is this? High area special move damage up, special move damage plus 40% on use, 5 counts. Okay, 40% is pretty significant. And it's high area as well. I did hear that he has some gimmick with his blue cards. He is on a very wide variety of tags. He's on Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, Daima, Kids. A good amount. A lot of these tags are going to be pretty damn viable right now. Saiyan's obviously with most of the Legends Festival 2025 being surrounded by Goku, of course. He can fit on any of those teams. Vegeta Clan, we have a bunch of good Vegeta Clan units right now. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. We have the Fizen Gogeta. Who else do we have? I was just talking about this. Evil Vegeta, maybe. And this guy, Super Vegeta, yeah, that's who I was missing. But yeah, we have a bunch of good units right now. That could work. Kids is kind of whatever. Daima, they did receive 2 unique equipments for the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, the green one, and the Super Saiyan 4 Adult Goku last week. Or just okay, right? They're just okay. I think they are going to be boost merchants, so they're going to be a lot better this season because that last week they weren't on any featured booster, S tier booster, or anything like that. They should be better this season. But yeah, let's move on. He does have blast armor. He's stacking damage for 15% on impact or on activation. Sure, standard, 19 cost. Same thing for blast. He has damage stacking 15% for 15 counts. 15 counts is actually pretty long. So you could be able to get maybe 3-4 stacks of this. Sure. Galagun. This is a ranged blue card. Massive damage. On activation, destroy all special move arts. Special move damage plus 40% uncancelable. Special move cost minus 5 uncancelable. Also, when unique gauge is full, all enemy health restoration minus 50%, 15 counts, and on a hit, draw blue card next. All enemy damage received plus 20%. So he's just what? This is a little confusing. So on the blue card, he's drawing more blue cards? That's interesting. Sure. Health restoration down is always nice, especially now. There's so much sustain in the meta with Gohan being able to heal, Super Saiyan 4 Goku being able to heal, just anyone being able to heal. But yeah, activation, destroying all special move arts special move arts, sorry. I'm assuming that means he's gonna be a blue card merchant. right? He's going to be able to get blue cards really easily. It does seem like it, because he's strong a blue on blue, and that's permanent. There's no limit to that. Sure. Green card is a stop time, draws a card, key plus 40, 50% damage for 15 counts, cover null for 5 counts, 1 Dragon Ball twice, and then cancel attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. When unique gauge is full, draw speed up plus 2 for 10 counts. Okay. 2 for 10 counts, interesting. Yeah, this is good. Canceling attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, is very important right now, because both, well, not just both, Super Saiyan 3, no, not Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku have very potent arts cost up disrupts, with Gohan being after enemy combos end, and Ultra Super Saiyan 4s, the Ultra 4s, just getting it as their hit. You start to notice it severely, which is why Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the purple one from GT, is so good currently, because with a full gauge, he just ignores it completely. So having this proactive way to get your cost reset with the green card is going to be very strong in this meta. Dragon Ball, obviously, Dragon Ball manipulation is very strong, and draw speed plus 2 for 10 counts kind of makes me think that he doesn't have base draw speed, which is a little questionable, but we shall see. Overcharge Galaxy Strike. Is this a ranged ult? There's no blast armor on it. Sure. It looks like a ranged ult. Maybe projectile. I don't know. I didn't see the animation, so I could be wrong. On activation, ultimate damage plus 30 for 30%, and then nullify endurance, and then when unique gauge is full, you go type neutral. Pretty basic ultimate. Just keep in mind that all of these buffs are cancelable, it seems. So ulting against Ultra Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta or Goku, won't do as much damage. Won't be type neutral if you're hitting Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But yeah, pretty basic ult. Main ability. Destroy 1 card, then draw ultimate arts. Next, health 30%, key plus 40, vanishing gauge plus 100%, and then cancel attribute downgrades. This is also a pretty basic ult. The vanishing gauge restoration is pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, vanishing gauge, that's pretty strong. Attribute downgrade, again, is very powerful in this meta with all the card cost up going around. C ability is Daima, Vegeta Clan, or Saiyan, base blast attack and defense 38%, and then Daima, strike attack plus 18%. Pretty standard. Start ability, let's go into their unique abilities. 320% damage and 250% damage guard, rising rush damage plus 50% and 50% key recovery. Before we go any further, let me just pull up another recent unit, just to match just stat lines, right? Who would be the best? I guess it would be Gohan, even though he is a revival unit. Does he get extra stats after getting... No, he doesn't. He just gets ally damage. Okay. So Gohan has 310% damage, and then 230% damage guard. And if there's another ally, Sun Family or Hybrid Saiyans, that damage goes up to 340, and then 245 damage guard. So Vegeta has lower conditional damage, right? But he has higher unconditional damage guard. But Gohan gets additional damage guard in other places, so let's see if that's the same case for him. It does seem like he doesn't have base card draw speed, which is a little iffy for me. Like, it's 2026, so why are we releasing units that don't have card draw speed? Sure, I guess. Secret special training on battlefield entry, draw special move arts next 3 times, health 10%, key 20, defensive neutral for 5 counts, and remove rush seal. On strike and blast arts use 1 time, activation resets on switch, draws a card, and gets cover null. On special move arts, draw key plus 30 3 times, damage plus 30% uncancelable, critical rate plus 30% for 10 counts. Nullify ghost type neutral 5 counts. On rising rush or overdrive attack activation 2 times, destroy entire hand, then draw 1 each of strike, blast, special move arts. And then nullify endurance, uncancelable, really. Okay, when on battlefield and an enemy uses vanishing step, Destroy all enemy strike special move arts 3 times. Seal enemy Rising Rush. When on battlefield, an ally is prevented from switching. Seal enemy Rising Rush for 3 counts. Seal all enemy main abilities for 5 counts 3 times. Wow. That is a very long first unique ability. Let me think. So yeah, it does seem like he is a blue card merchant. It does seem like that. 3 times, but Strike and Blast Arts used. I like how he gets Covenant on usage instead of entering battlefield. You definitely do notice it with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where you enter the battlefield, but you're not really initiating combo just yet. But you're wasting your Covenant charge. And the only other way to get it is through a green card, and the only way you force draw it is if you get hit 3 times. But yeah, I really like that. Drawing a card is also nice. That's like a pseudo LFVB effect. The blue one. And then special move Arts Draw. So the first part of this unique ability on battlefield entry really coincides well with this third part here. Because he's drawing a special move 3 times on battle entry. And so, being able to do that, he gets all these procs 3 different times. He's getting the additional 30 ki, so he's actually coming in with 50 ki. He's getting 30% damage, stackable, uncancelable 3 times, so it's up to 90% damage, which will add up to his starter ability. We'll calculate that at the end, and then critical rate, just always on special move Arts Draw. That's pretty strong, and then type neutral, of course, is always strong. All of that's not really as useful right now because there's not really that many strong red units besides hitting Goku and maybe Daima Goku, the red one. He does get permanent endurance nullification on Rising Rush or Overdrive attack, which is very interesting. That's very similar to DKP, but I'm hoping that it's not the same case where they're both equally as bad. But yeah, that's a very cool gimmick. I really like how they're expanding more on just all these new battle changes that they've been doing recently with Overdrive and the ground battles. So he actually gets twice Overdrive and Endurance nullification on those 2 attacks, and he gets a fresh hand of one of each. Very cool. Very cool. Very similar to DKP, but hopefully he's better, right? Battlefield entry, and enemy uses Vanish Step. That's going to be really strong against anyone with an AoE. So, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Revival Gohan, I mean. We have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we have Namek Goku. All of them. And then he also seals rushes, which is very strong as well. One thing to note is he does get endurance nullification on his Rising Rush, but right now it's just really hard to even get a rush off unless you get perfect timing, because we have so many second lives and so many disrupts right now. Super Saiyan 4 Goku has the rush counter or just the rush stopper. We have the revive from Gohan. We have Ultra Namek Goku's KO guard. We have so many of those. So it's gonna be pretty difficult to get that, but it is a good change if the meta decides to shift away from that kind of playstyle, right? But yeah, and then lock-in counter, I guess you call it. That's also very strong. You're sealing rushes and sealing all enemy main abilities. That's very similar to actually Android 13's ability. I believe he just seals main abilities and something else, maybe go type neutral. But sealing rushes and sealing main abilities, that's going to be really potent against any unit with lock-in, which the main 2 right now would be like actual lock-ins, not just sub-count increase. Seal enemy Rising Rushes is going to be good against Namek Goku. Main ability, Namek Goku. Very powerful, very powerful. And main ability is 3 times. And then Rising Rushes is permanent, which is cool. He does have a strike cover change, and it is comboable into the blue. He does have a defensive gauge, kind of similar to Super Baby 2. Similar to... who else has a defensive gauge recently? I actually can't remember. Who else has a defensive gauge? Let's go through. No one recently, right? 13 doesn't, Super Saiyan 3 doesn't. Metal Cooler, I guess, has a defensive gauge, but it's not really useful. I guess. Metal Cooler and What was the other one? Super Baby 2, sure. When unique gauge becomes full, 25% HP. Next, activate a special move, damage plus 50%, non-stacking, uncancelable. So buff removal won't affect that. Ally subcount minus 3, enemy key minus 60, all enemy subcounts plus 2. And then seal all enemy main abilities for 5 counts. That is a good unique gauge. The main issue with Super Baby 2 when he Zenkai'd is that, yes, his Disrupt was pretty potent. He reduced key, he destroyed cards, he healed, he drew blue, yada yada yada. But his defensive gauge came out during a time when units were more reliant on card draw speed instead of forced card draw, so units weren't coming in with like a guaranteed ability to draw a card when Super Baby 2 was around. Very few, at least. And so when Baby Zenkai's during Legends Festival, what was it, part 2? Or was it part 3, I guess? Let's just take a look at the roster real quick. Super Saiyan 4, both Super Saiyan 4's 4-straw cards. Who else came out? Come on, Legends Festival. Hit and God Goku 4 draws a card. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan 4 draws a card and then draws an additional card on that card. Janemba doesn't draw a card. Super Gogeta did draw a card. 13 drew a card, so it just made his Disrupt feel really weak because the meta was just so different from when he came out. But this solves that issue. He increases enemy subcount plus 2 twice. So if you pop this gauge, the enemy can't just switch out and then continue the combo. Because that was what happened 90% of the time when you were fighting or using Super Baby 2. So just, this is a much stronger version of this type of defensive gauge. Very strong. I actually like it. Great. Charges greatly each time when hit by an enemy arts. Does Baby have the same wording? Let me check. Zenkai. Or is this unique gauge? Charges greatly. Yes. Okay, so the unique gauge will charge in 3 hits. So the play to quote unquote avoid getting trapped by this is to pop the gauge and then you just quick attack him just to get the cooldowns down for your sub counts. But yeah, this is a very strong one. This is a very strong Disrupt. I actually do like this. Final thoughts. He seems good. He definitely is what I heard him to be, a rush merchant. Or not a rush merchant, a blue card merchant, because a lot of what he does is surrounding the blue card. The fact that he only has draw speed on his green card, which there isn't that many guaranteed ways that you don't just automatically use it, like the rush, is a little iffy. He does have base key recovery, never mind. Let's go ahead and calculate his damage. He starts off at 320%. And then he gets 30% damage 3 times on special move draw. So the first 3 times he gets into the battlefield, he's guaranteed to get that. So 90%, that is up to 410%. He has critical rate, of course, which is going to help that, but that doesn't count. 410%, is that it? That does seem to be it. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Does he get any permanent damage anywhere else? He's stacking, of course, on the Strike and Blast. I don't know if damage... He gets... I guess we can count this. 50% damage for 50 counts on the green card, so that's 410. That's 460% damage. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, he seems alright. He is definitely... He definitely does, on paper, seem like he's going to be more skill-intensive than your usual unit like Gohan or fusing Super Gogeta or something like that, but he should be fun. I'll have fun with him if I pull him. Let's move on to Tamagami number 2. He's a melee type red. We know why they Zenkai the red Daima Goku. Let's go ahead and check this. He's sitting at minus 13,000. He's sitting at 256 strike attack and then 244 blast attack, and then 168 strike defense, and then 165 blast defense. That's solid. So here's the issue. Not just with this guy, but Vegeta especially. Daima, he's not restricted to Daima by any means, but Daima in itself is a very melee-oriented team with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 3, the adult Vegeta, And that's pretty much it right now. And then Daimagoku, the red one, they're all melee based, so Vegeta might find a hard time on that team because his blast attack is vastly greater than his strike. But we'll see. You can always use him on Vegeta Clan. He holds a low area strike damage up plus 15% card, and he is on Daima and Weapon Wielder, so he'll have access through some pretty solid equipment, especially with the Weapon Wielder tag. That Future Trunks Awakened equipment is going to be really strong for him. He is stacking damage, 40. He does pierce damage too. Okay. On activation, strike damage plus 40%, stacked for 5 counts. No blast armor, which is concerning. Melee unit with no blast armor, very interesting. And then blast is enemy strike damage received plus 10% on hit. Sure. Blue card is a melee blue card, and this one does have blast armor. On activation, massive damage slice first of all, and then on activation, he gets 30% blue card damage, and then cancels attribute downgrade, so card cost up, stuff like that. On hit, enemy Dragon Ball is -1 twice, and then inflict enemy with heavy bleed, blast armor when charging forward. Yeah. Daima does seem to have a lot of Dragon Ball manipulation with both Vegeta and this guy. Vegeta being able to gain Dragon Balls, I believe, and then this guy reducing enemy Dragon Balls. Seems pretty good. Alright, move on to green. Draw up to 2 cards of hand as through fewer. Health plus 15%, Ki plus 40, damage plus 20%, and then cover null for 5 counts, and then nullify Daima or Weapon Wielder ally abnormal conditions up to 2 times. How good is that? That's definitely a very strong green card. Getting a fresh hand, healing, key, damage, cover null. Abnormal condition nullification. Who has abnormal conditions right now that you're seeing in the meta? Abnormal conditions include stuff like bleed, poison, paralysis, everyone's favorite, paralysis. Ultra Zamasu has it on his death AoE. That it? Hidden God Goku don't, I believe. Gohan doesn't. Janemba maybe might have bleed. Saiyan 3 Goku, no. Android 13, no. So not much, but maybe in the future they're planning on releasing some uber annoying Ku-like character where you're just getting paralysis and fainted all the time. So yeah, that's very strong, and there's no limit on that either. Kind of reminds me of Red Kaba from 7th Anniversary. He was able to give nullifications to abnormal conditions to his entire team. So yeah, pretty good. Ultimate, massive explode damage, 50% ult damage on activation, destroys entire hand, then base on cards destroyed, up to 50% ult damage, so he can get a total of 100% ult damage. And then on hit, draws 3 cards, so he gets a full hand and he gets blast armor. This is very similar to Green God Topo's ultimate. I remember it did something very similar to this. Looks pretty good. Sure. Good thing it has blast armor too, of course. Main ability. Destroys a card, then draws ultimate arts next. Draw 1 card of hand as 3 or fewer. 25% HP, Ki 50. Endurance nullification for 10 counts. All enemy impact, explode, and slice damage received plus 10% for 15 counts. And prevent all enemies switching. Lock in. Are we serious? 25 counts. Yeah, that's a really strong main ability. Being able to destroy a card, then draw the ultimate just makes it so that the ultimate isn't in, is always going to be on your hand instead of in the background. Then draws a card if hand has 3 or fewer. Sure. 25% HP is good, 50 P. The endurance nullification and lock-in is going to be really strong. That's going to make it so that if you time it right, you're going to be able to snipe a few characters. If we go ahead and look at the character lists, you can snipe Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. You can potentially snipe Namek Goku, even without the endurance nullification, just maybe get his KO bar out, or even his first life out. Namek Goku is at that point where he's starting to feel really squishy. So you can definitely do that. Who else is meta relevant right now? Hidden God Goku you could do, just don't use your ult, because they'll remove the buffs. Janemba, that could really hurt him. Using Super Gogeta, maybe. That's pretty much it. The lock-in endurance nullification combo is always very strong. But yeah, Z ability, Daima and Weapon Wielder, 35% base strike attack and blast defense, and then Daima base blast attack, sure. 290% damage. Damage against Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2 plus 25%. Damage guard, 220%. Damage guard against Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2 plus 10%. Gee, I wonder who that's supposed to be directed towards. 50% key recovery, draw speed. Sub count on Switch defaulted to 1. Allied Daima or Weapon Wielder, 30% damage and 15% damage guard. Yes, this is exactly what Daima needed. So he has 315% damage against Super Saiyans and Super Saiyan 2s. That's gonna be really strong against Namigoku. And at least help him survive against, Revival Gohan, sure. Is there any other Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 that's meta relevant right now? Besides those two? Super Saiyan 2, I guess Gotenks. Using Super Gogeta that could help him against. Those are the main ones. So yeah, decent. But the main one is the support there. 30% damage and 15% damage card for Daima and Weapon Wielder battle members. Daima is hopefully going to be on the boost tier. Somewhere, Z tier, S tier, hopefully featured. But when I played them without feature boost or any boost, they were very squishy. They didn't do that much damage just because the numbers were kind of inflated. But this should definitely help. So don't forget, this does include himself. So he's actually getting 290, was it 315, and then 345% damage for Diamond Weapon Wielder for himself as well, and then 220 plus 230, 245% damage guard. Very strong. I like that. On enemy character confrontation, draws a strike arts next, keep 20% damage, and then project Dragon Balls. Okay. This does include him just swishing in on the battlefield, because that does count as an enemy character confrontation. That's pretty strong. And on strike arts use, you draw another strike card and you get cover null. Nice. That obviously helps because he's 4 strong a strike on entry. When hit by enemy arts, 2 times and activations reset on switch, health plus 10%. And then all enemy strike and blast arts cost plus 10. That's pretty potent. Yeah, that's a pretty decent disrupt. No card destruction or anything, but sure, 1% sparking. I'm not complaining. On Vanishing Step, Vanishing Gauge plus 70% twice. Resets on Ultimate Arts use. That's interesting. We haven't seen that before, I don't believe. And then damage on next. Special move and Ultimate Arts hit 20% uncancelable up to 40%. And then damage on next Strike Arts hit plus 50% up to 100%. And then on return to standby, draw a card if Anna Cure, and Allied Daima or Weapon Wielder health plus 10%. That's a mouthful. The Disrupt, again, is pretty good, but it's not really going to help him tank against Gohan because it's Gohan. Vanishing Step, I really wish they gave him 80% Vanishing Gauge. Because the difference between 70% and 80% is actually really noticeable. MVP 17 has 80% on his full gauge. And you can essentially just vanish immediately after vanishing if the timing's correct. But 70%, you still have to wait a good chunk. Who else has... I believe LF Kefla has 60% vanishing gauge. Hold on, let me check. No, she actually does have 7%. Okay. So sure. 70% is nice, but 80% would have been better. The stacking damage on the strike cards and the blue card is pretty interesting. And he does have more support in the form of healing and card draw when switching out to his battle members. So sure. He does have a blast cover change, and that's comboable with the blue card. Seems pretty good. Again, he is red, so it's going to be really hard for him to punch through Revival Gohan. And even Android 13, actually. Especially because he doesn't have any extra damage or guard against 13. But at least with Gohan, he does. But red units are struggling right now. Especially when you see Gohan nearly every match. But yeah, they seem pretty alright. Still, I'm worried that Vegeta doesn't have base card draw speed, but sure. Next, we should check out the supporters. Our supporter, we have Poor in the game now. He is giving, I'm assuming, 10,000 base stats at full. He's at 10,000 double defense. Crybaby Poir's shape-shifting technique 4. Target ally on battlefield. If all the following are met, After 30 timer counts have elapsed from battle start one time, 3 enemy battle members are weapon wielder or sun family. Has element disadvantage. Hit by strike art or most forward charging special moves, special arts during enemy attack. Effects interrupt enemy combo and force enemy switch. Man, is that a restriction or what? I mean, yes, Sun Family is a very common team, of course. We have Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We have Namek Goku. We have Ultra UI Goku. We have the Red Ultra Namek Goku, sure. We have Hit and God Goku. We have Gohan. We have Super Gogeta. We have the Red 40th Anniversary Gohan. We have the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I mean, yeah, sure. We have a lot of Sun Family, but that is one hell of a restriction. Probably the most restrictive by far. Even with Weapon Wielder added there. There's not that many Weapon Wielders right now, except for this Tamagami number 2, and then Janemba. That's pretty much it. That's all I can think of. But, and not on top of the character restriction, you have the element disadvantage that you need to get, and then you have to be hit by a strike arts or most forward charging special. I mean, yeah, interrupt enemy combo and force enemy switch is a pretty strong ability, but I mean, if we just look at this, you're gonna have to wait 80 counts for that. Sure, it's alright. Nothing crazy. Okay, sure. Let's check out equipment next. We should be getting a new Awakened equipment, and we should be getting a new co-op equipment, as well as a new PvP equipment. Wrong screen. I don't believe we should be getting anything else. There's the PvP equip. Vegeta clan. 15% blue card damage, 12% HP, 12% blast attack, 12% to pure blast attack if this character's attack Super Saiyan 3. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's actually very good. Exactly what, pretty much everything that the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta needs. Not much else. I mean, there's not really any blast Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta clan member, right? So this is very niche, actually. But yeah, very good equip. You always kill it with those PvP equipment anyway. And next up should be the co-op equipment. It's right here. Let's take a look at this. 20% base defenses, and then 20% to pure strike defense when attack Super Saiyan 3 is a battle member, and then 20% base blast defense, or pure blast defense when Kit is a battle member. Vegeta fits both of these. This is for Daima or Vegeta clan. Is there anyone you want to build defensive on either of those teams? Daima, you might want to have Tamagami 2 defensive, maybe. And if Ku or Du is on boost, God forbid, maybe them. Sure. But Diamond does already have some access to very good defensive equipment, so I'm not sure if that's gonna make the cut. And last equip is going to be the Awakened one, I'm pretty sure. Where is it? Oh, they did this already? This is a PvP equipment from Legends Fest. Wasn't this? No, this was from the Daima campaign when Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4 released. Daima Vegeta, 20% strike attack, 12% to HP and ultimate damage, and 15% to pure offenses when 3 battle members are Daima. Yeah, this is a must. Jesus. I did not expect them to Zen or awaken this. That is one hell of an equipment. Yeah, that's a must run. Jesus, okay. That should be fun. That appears to be it for in-game news. Or news that is available in-game. Let's go ahead and go over to Twitter real quick. Just for the additional event data mines. Let me just make sure I have it. Yep, here it is. Shout out to Hydros once again. Oh, camera is on accident. Go. Alright, there's the alternate art for Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. There's the banner. The usual 20% stuff. They are bringing the bingo back, which is interesting. And you are able to get free Z power for Tamagami number 2, which should be cool. Very nice. They are still doing the Monday boxes, so sure. What's the difference? Sure. And I think this is... What is this? Is this the PvP? Or is this just another event? Either one. Or it might be on top of the festival bingo. This seems to be a new. This is the new PvP season, of course. PvP resets tonight, as well as Tournament of Power. There is the full art, or the title screen for Vegeta. Looks nice. New art sleeves. I have no idea who that is. God rank title. Wait, didn't they already have this? I thought they already had this. There's a new PvP message and new equipments. There's the new button for PvP. Login image. Wars. Support. Featured characters. Let's check this out. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Okay. Wow. Okay, new units, new supporter. Android 13 makes his first return, I believe. Okay, this just made this banner infinitely more valuable. Both the LF Damo units, Damagoku, Bart. This is a really high value banner. Wow. Okay. These two guys are 100% going to be on boost. So is this Goku, and then 13 still incredibly viable as a support type. Yeah, this might be a must summon. But yeah, that seems to be it for this week, or it, but it's a lot. That is it for this week's State of Minds. Seems pretty fun. We have a bunch of stuff in store. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.